You did very good with your murder, and you have 71 experience each. Is that right?
But totaling up at the end, remember.
Well,
we might level
However,
midway.
you might as well. Basically,
So-
you're all up to 207 experience total.
Okay.
I'm
What's level
basically
2?
telling you. I'm basically telling you now because there's a chance that you might level up reasonably soon. So.
Oh
might as
wait,
well
we're
keep
gonna
track of it.
stab some more people, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, we're in a hideout of, you know, bandits.
And
Yep.
combat's not the only thing that we can get experience from.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the easiest.
Basically, pretty much no matter what you do, you guys are going to level up by the end of today, I should think. I've calculated that right.
Are you saying we can get experience from seduction?
You probably could if you're really bloody good at it.
Oh yeah.
Me and Jack working together.
But
Wow.
you do have to roleplay it
Whoa.
out. You
Heck
guys do have to roleplay it out if you want to go down the seduction route, I'm afraid.
Hey, I've seen that episode of Community, and let me just say, I'm willing to go there.
I was about to actually say that.
I knew someone was going to bring that
Yeah,
up at
I
some
had a
Yeah.
horrible feeling. Look, if it gets us a flock of Pegasus, I don't really mind. Go for it.
What would you do for a flock of Pegasi?
Would it be a flock because they're flying, or would it still be a
Would it still be a herd?
would it still be a herd?
or a hawk.
They're
Herd.
predominantly mammalian, so I'd assume a herd, but
I would guess so.
I'm going to
sorry,
have to say,
equine.
unfortunately, I don't think any of us can actually have a Pegasus because most of us are neutral.
Tesserin's good, she can have a Pegasus.
well,
That's
I'll
fine. I'll
screw,
just rip the wings off one.
I'll screw someone for the neutral
Do not
equivalent. then.
make them into a nightmare. You won't be able to control a nightmare. You're not evil enough.
Oh, I can be.
Now I'm staying
Anyway.
in this group. Yeah,
Anyway.
moving on.
Let's continue.
Speaking of, I feel like I should probably at some point mention the whole development in the other D&D, which Charlotte wants me to say about.
Which thing?
The whole based off Claymore, yokai, consuming their flesh turns you into a demon. So if I ever want to go down the evil paladin route, guess what I'm gonna do?
You're not eating flesh. Let's continue.
Right, well, are we live?
Yes, we've been live for a while now.
Excellent, good to know. Well, so you guys have finished off the fight. You've got two pretty subdued looking thugs and a dwarf waiting for you outside in the corridor.
Just
What are you
thinking about
gonna
him.
do?
So, after
Tie
taking
them
a
up in
peek
the
in there,
storeroom?
What was that?
Tie them up and leave them in the storeroom, perhaps.
Okay, yep, you can do that.
That's
Ask
what
if you know
I was-
where any Pegasuses are.
I was
We're
gonna.
not.
I was gonna grab the barrel and then put it in front of the door to the storeroom, so then they can't get out.
so I go back to the dwarf and ask him, know any ways we can get through the rest of this without murdering the rest of your friends?
He kind of... Okay, so he comes into the room at this point and says, well,
Nope.
to be honest, I would pretty happily bet that they're planning on killing you right now. That thunder wave was kind of deafening. I guess the way with the least enemies will probably be to head up to your north there. That'll be a passage that takes you around a long way. They probably won't be expecting that. Or if you go south, you'll probably head down and... I don't know, I guess one of the orcs will probably be down that way.
Probably
Well,
want
half
to
orcs,
kill
that
the
is,
orcs.
Alright. North sounds fine to me.
Would we not be able to see down the this hallway a little bit more?
You can look now if you wish.
Yes.
Okie dokie, let me quickly minimize the dead person. Okie dokie. So you have a look down the hallway. It's a fairly short hall, and you can see a door at the end of it, which you can guess will lead into another room.
Is there any kind of keyhole?
Yes.
Can I look through the keyhole?
Okay. Can you do me a perception check?
I'm gonna end up rolling a 1 and looking through it with my eyes shut, aren't I? Please don't roll a 1. 14.
So give me 1 second to double check what you can see here. Okie dokie, so the door itself is locked, but looking through there, it looks like the dwarf was telling you the truth. You can see what appears to be a half-orc and possibly a few other either thieves or thugs, you can't really tell which.
I look at the dwarf and say, "Where's the key?"
The orc will have it, I guess. He's kind of in charge of letting people through the rest of this area.
Which one of
Yes,
these
we
corpses
don't know.
is that?
None of these are orcs. He's referring to the one that you can see in the other room.
Oh, okay, sorry, I missed that bit. So he's locked himself in the room?
They're locked in. Do you want to have another look through?
Yeah.
Okay, roll me
In the
again.
meantime, I'm going to loot the corpses.
Pod shakes his head in disapproval.
Okay, you loot the corpses and find. Oh, sorry. Yes, investigation check for me.
Hmm.
Yeah, that works. So, okay, you find quite a bit amongst the lot of them. The archer has 20 copper on him. It looks as though there's about 120 silver between the group of thugs, and the thief is carrying a gold piece.
I guess I'll share this out between people.
Okay. Right, let me do maths. Okay, so 27 is such an awkward number. Okay, so you get 3 copper each, 17 silver each, and then you can't really share out the gold. It's a gold piece.
I guess I'll keep that then.
Okay. Alright, Scanos, you're while Escal is doing this and having a look around, you peer through the door. You can't see an awful lot of what's going on because the orc or half orc, you think it's probably a half orc actually, is kind of blocking your view of it, but they seem to be consulting amongst themselves a bit as to what to do.
Okay, I'll go back and let the rest of the party know all of this. What's been going on down there. Maybe
Okay.
big half
Can I
orc.
also go and try and take a look?
Okay, Lucy, you can go down and look if you want. We'll have to roll me a perception, please.
Another crit.
20 again.
Okay,
Goodness.
so the orc has actually moved to the side a decent bit. So it looks as though there's 4 people in there, including the half orc. 2 of them are thugs, and there's 1 thief. Having a look at the door and around it as well, you reckon that the lock can probably be picked or the door smashed in reasonably easily.
Can I see the key?
You don't You have a look at the orc, but you can't see the key. You guess it's on his person somewhere, though.
Okay, I look at our two half orcs and say, any of you guys want to knock this door down? Reckon we could probably surprise them.
Are you saying that right next to the door?
No, I'm moving back up towards you guys.
Or I could just pick the lock.
Or we could take the less murderous route.
Oh,
These
we
guys
could
are not
do
going to
another
be happy
Thunderwave.
that we're here anyway. They're going to have to die.
They look like they're currently discussing us anyway, so if we do avoid them, they're probably going to come up behind us and surprise us when we...
Exactly. No matter what happens, they're going to have to die. Because they're either going to attack us first, and then we get jumped on and surprised, or we surprise them. We don't have a choice here.
I've all Thunderwave the door.
Thunderwave doesn't do any structural damage.
Damn it.
Pod just sighs. And starts
Would
heading
my
toward the door.
mage hand be able to knock the door down?
Would what?
No,
No, mage hand.
it's
can
not.
only
It's not
do
that
It's not
powerful.
strong.
lightweight.
Okay, I'll leave it to Pod then.
It can pick up plates and stuff, but that's about it. You realise I can pick locks.
I think that picking locks is probably a good move.
I mean, that's the more
Pod step
subtle
aside.
approach.
Then we
And
can
then
go
you
full
can
yelling
burst in.
homicide.
It's like you can burst into a door that's unlocked, or you can burst into a door that's locked and possibly run your face into it a few times first, and give them a fair warning.
One is more practical, one has a more visceral appeal.
It's up to you. I don't care.
I'd vote for
Go.
pick the lock.
Okay,
Go right ahead,
stealthy.
Rogue.
Okay. I'll go down here and try and pick the
Alright.
lock.
Are you going to be stealthy at all doing this?
Yes.
Okay, can you please roll to pick the lock then? So that's a d20 plus your proficiency, I believe. So that's plus 2. And can you also roll me a stealth check?
And stealth.
Wait, don't forget to move the other thug up to the storage room.
8 and an 8 apparently.
Oh boy.
Seems a bit weird, but
Okay, you manage to unpick the lock, but it opens with a fairly loud click.
Wait.
oops.
What do you
What was that?
I better get
move-
in position.
I move backwards. Basically, once it's unlocked, I move and tell everyone to get into position.
I gesture to my
also
fellow
this-
frontliners.
Also, this barrel is now in front of this door, blocking it with this guy in
Okay.
there.
Okay, sure.
With the dwarf too.
Yeah, the dwarf's in there as well. Everyone, all of our prisoners are in the flower room.
Okay, Pod, can you roll me perception, please?
Gladly.
That's a 1. Oh dear.
Fuck.
Oh dear God.
Oh.
You're going to sneeze, aren't you?
No, that was perception, not stealth. I'm going to hear if they're
Pod, you are looking over your shoulder and gesturing at the other front line fighters to come ahead and join you when the door bursts open and the half-orc that everyone has been talking about rushes out and takes a swing at you with... What the heck is he holding again? With a huge axe. However, going through the door seems to have kind of distorted his momentum a bit and he just completely misses you. Guys, you know what to do. Roll initiative.
You can select your characters and then roll it from the character sheet. Not you, Josh, because apparently yours is god awful and you put like a 20 bonus on it. I don't know.
Again? Pod
Yes.
is just not on his feet today.
You're not,
Just a
are
sec.
you? You're not having a good day.
I need to select myself first.
You have
Yeah.
just had a half-orc slam through a door and appear in your face.
In fairness, the half-orc rolled worse than you.
Fair enough. Oh wow,
Oh,
he
he
rolled a
rolled
1. Oh god.
I'm assuming I was a frontliner.
Okay, go and change it over on the left-hand side, Josh.
This would be a good time for Varys to come and thunderwave everybody again.
Does he have a Thunderwave left?
How many spell slots do you have for the day?
I think he's only got 2, and I think he's already used 1. And he's used another Thunder Wave, so I don't think he's got any more.
Nah, I'm out.
Okey-dokey.
Also, if he did it there, it would hit all of us, so...
Well, from there, yes. It would hit us and not them.
Yeah. And I don't think he wants to jump in front of a half-orc.
Does not want to jump between 3 half-orcs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a
very
pretty
sensible
bad idea.
We got a half-orc party up in here.
Has everyone got their initiative rolled and
Yep.
entered? Okay, awesome.
Yep.
Righty. So, the first thug, Hod, you're now able to see a reasonable way into the room. It's a bit smaller but slightly wider than the last one, and as Escal reported, there are indeed 3 others in there. The first thug kind of has a look at the 2 half-orcs, thinks about the fact that the guy who is his boss is currently bellowing, and decides to follow suit. He takes a charge at Pod, but unfortunately gets caught in the door right by his boss, and his swing just completely misses. At which point, let's double check how far he just moved. So that's the end of his turn. Escal, off you go.
Can I see the half-orc from where I am?
You can see the fact that your friend just kind of moved backwards to avoid the half-orc slamming into them. So you can tell there's a fight of some sort going on, but you're not sure what's involved.
Okay. I'm going to move so that I can see for a start. If I'm here, can I see them then?
Yep, you can see into the room fine.
Wait, hang on. Can I actually get in there?
I'm gonna shout before anyone starts moving, either go in the room or come out of the room.
Okay, so you've got a half-orc kind of in the corridor by Pod and a thug in the doorway, so you can only just get past at this point in time.
Can I actually suggest moving back for a round so that the people actually come towards us? Because that would just
Yeah.
make more sense.
Let's
Yeah.
not just all cram ourselves into a tight little hallway where one firebomb could kill us all.
What, so basically you don't want me to even attack this turn?
You do what you feel is right with the information we've given you.
I was going to kind of hellish.
It's up to you.
I was going to hellish rebuke his face, but yeah, you know what? I'll attempt to hellish rebuke him.
You can only use that as a reaction.
Yeah, it's a reaction.
Is it?
Yeah, a reaction when you take damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, in that case, yeah, I'll do as the tiefling suggested and just move back again where I was.
Okay, so you're heading back into the main room. Tess, Ren, what are you going to do?
I'm skipping my turn because there's no way I'm walking into a hallway like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yep.
The thief in the room
Well-
seems to be of the pretty much identical opinion to Tessren. Skavanos, what you gonna do?
I am going to stand where I am and lie in wait as soon as I see the.
You know that's
enemy's
my way,
face.
right?
Yeah, remember you are in the doorway here, only one.
I would
Well,
have to go behind you to get out of the hall.
It's 10 foot wide, you said
True.
all of this time, so you can easily
Okay,
get past me.
that's fine. Okay, you've moved to the side now, that's fine. Varys?
I'm gonna tree.
Got a tree.
Confound it.
Cool.
I can't really see anything anyway, so yeah.
So all of a sudden I look behind us and there's
So-
a fucking tree.
We
Well,
can't,
use this to
we
climb
can't
on,
see the
then using a height
half orc
advantage.
because it's in the.
Yeah, if it's in the bend of the corridor.
Okay. Is there anything I can actually do? No.
You can either move forward in the corridor and just kind of squeeze in besides Pod, not entirely knowing what's there.
I'll move a little bit back. There we go. That's me done.
Okay. No problem. Okay. Right. The second thug comes a bit closer to the doorway. And let me double check. What do they actually? Grabs a crossbow and takes a shot at Pod.
Oh boy, I hope he hits the other guy.
I think, is that a hit for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so he. So unfortunately, the abs don't ripple quickly enough this time. And
Well-
he hits you with the crossbow for 4 damage.
Well, question though, would the two guys in front of me be giving me half cover?
Good point. The half orc probably would, so that'd take up to 7. That'd take up to 16 for you to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, okay, that misses them. He doesn't so much want to hit his boss or one of his bosses and get a little bit killed. Jeff, your turn?
I might Eldritch Blast the half orc and then backpedal.
If I make a suggestion,
Yeah.
there's a disengage action to avoid opportunity attacks if you want to move away from him.
Oh, right. Okay, I don't know if... Yeah. I guess I do that then.
Okay, so you're going to disengage, and where are you going to move to?
I'm gonna move to the hallway. Gonna move to about here.
Let's go ahead and move.
I was going to say, you've got control of your character.
Yeah, I know. I forgot. So that's
From there,
my
you can
actions,
basically
isn't it?
Move back into the middle of the other room, if you want. You can move back to basically where the one is.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking I want to be near the doorway because I'm one of the tankier people. So.
Sure. Okay. No problem. Pod, in that case, it's your turn.
I take my own advice, disengage, just kind of menace him with my axe as I back off.
Okay, where are you backing to?
He's not getting through the door though.
Okay, so the half orc by this point is basically just going all in and charges towards you, going for another. I just rolled my dice off the sofa.
Nice.
That's nat 1, right?
Yeah. If you can't hit with the
rolled
dice,
6
you.
misses.
That's a house rule some people have. If you can't hit the table, you can't hit the enemy.
Found it. Okay, yeah. He rolled a 6, so he basically doesn't hit you. Guys, if you're round the corner from the door, around where Escal is, remember you'll have to move into sight to be able to hit the half orc on next go. So, back up to the first thug. He comes over into the hallway somewhat more cautiously than his boss, takes a look around at the situation and decides to go for Pod, but because of the cover of his boss has kind of pretty much blocking half the hallway, he misses. Escam, what you gonna do?
I'm going to move so I'm in line of sight next to where Varys is, and Eldritch Blast the orc.
Okay, roll to hit.
I
Nope,
failed.
that misses. Sails over the guy's head completely. Tessren.
Oh, how did we get back here already? Oh, because everybody was just like, alright, get back. I'm going to continue doing what I was doing before, because it looks even worse now.
Suggestion? Might would get into running range in case you need to go and patch somebody up. So halfway across the room.
I'll just move a little bit up.
Okie doke. So the other thief is just going to take their turn to kind of have a look around the doorway, but they're not going to get in range of the 2 or 3 battling half-orcs. Scamanos.
I do one of those, and then I miss.
Awesome! Varys! That's quick.
Fuck's sake.
That's nice and quick. Varys, off you go.
I'm blooming.
Stop turning into a tree!
Are you going to move any further back at all?
Yeah, I'll move a bit further back. That's it.
Alrighty, Gwynnym.
Just, I've left space so Gwynnym can get in there if she chooses.
It might be best to attack at this point. We can funnel
Alrighty.
them in.
Okay, no problem. Gwynnym, roll to hit.
We have them in these hot gates,
Ah,
don't
miss.
you know?
Yeah, that misses a little bit. The second thug is going to bring himself. Actually, I'll just double check how far can he get. Yeah, he can do that. Okay, the second thug is also going to get into the corridor and stand next to his friend. Dan, cool odds or evens?
Evens.
Okay, he decides to take a roll to take a shot at Pod, but misses. Check, off you go.
Can I fire an Eldritch Blast at the orc without hurting anyone else? Or
So long as you don't roll on that one. Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I think
That's not a nat 1.
Yep, that hits. Roll for damage.
I'm happy with that.
Okay.
Okie dokie. The half-orc grunts as you spike him in the shoulder with the Eldritch Blast and looks rather unhappy about everything. At this point, okay, Pod, can you call odds or evens this time, please?
Odds.
At this point, the half-orc decides that he's going to have a go at Gwynnym
Okay.
and hits.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I have
Now we get to
AC
see-
18! What is this?
Wow, really? Damn.
He has a shield.
Yeah, Great Axe Orcs. Or Great Axe half-orcs even.
Yep, that's gonna hurt.
And does 9 damage.
I think Dan's dead.
Gwyn down!
Oh fuck!
This is why we wanted Tezren in range.
Yup.
Okay.
Holy shit!
Wait a minute. I didn't get my turn.
That is correct.
Sorry, I saw half orc. I'm a half orc racist apparently. I'm very sorry. Pod, have
We
you
all
done-
Wait,
have
hang
to
on.
you or something?
Am I not taking the damage now? What?
Well, unless Pod beheads him in one shot, I think you're still going to get hit.
yeah.
Or gets his
Okay.
attention.
You're basically both next to each other. Kind of.
Okay, I'll be
So-
down then.
Sorry. Yeah, Pod, sorry, take your attack.
Okay, so this obviously has taken a turn for no. So pod mode activates.
God.
I roar as I enrage, grip my battle axe in both hands, and take a swing.
Shane, I feel like this is a good moment for you to share the pod mode image. If you've got that.
Not without having to go on to my Facebook and stuff, and I don't want everyone to see my Facebook.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Oh, could have been better.
Okay, you managed to slice him pretty nastily across the arm, but he is very definitely still up. Escal and Varus, can you both make me perception checks, please?
What's a perception check again?
So that's
D20 plus your perception.
Yeah.
Which is a wisdom modified and
Well,
yeah.
And
There you go.
actually, Tesserain, can you do one for me as well, please?
Wait, what am I doing?
perception check.
Perception check. So it's a D20 plus your perception, which is based off your wisdom.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Okay, Telemaine, you're... Tesserain has pretty much just noticed the grey elf over by the door get hacked into by the half-orc. However, Varus and Escal, out of the corner of your eye, you notice the half-orc slowly backing towards one of the weapons that was dropped by his allies.
We.
That's the door.
He was
One-
tied up and put with the other two.
Yeah, we said earlier we were putting him in the storage room.
Oh, sorry, was he in the store?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everyone's in the
Sorry,
storage
my
room with the
bad.
barrel in front.
Sorry, I got to him being in the room with you. I thought that was
Aye.
after you'd tied the others up.
That's okay, don't worry.
Okay, sorry, never mind that twist then. Plot twist
Oh.
is disengaged. Okay. Thug. Okay, who's actually inside? Is that Scamanos in behind there? I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm behind
Scanos.
Pod.
Scamanos and can you call odds or evens?
They would have to fire through Pod to get to me.
That just gives you half cover.
That's partial cover.
Okay. Odds.
Okay, he decides to take a shot at Pod.
Good.
But
I can take it.
misses. Again,
Ha.
his boss is kind of in the way. It doesn't go well. Escal, what you gonna do?
Hang on. Am I? How far away am I?
Sorry about any fireworks you may be able to hear in the background, by the way.
A little bit over 20 foot.
Not sure if I want to get close enough to poison spray him, so I'm just gonna do another Eldritch Blast and hope.
Okay, are you doing that over Scamanos and Pod? Or are you moving?
Wind's on the ground, so it's easy to fire over her.
It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll move so that I'm kind of stood just behind Gwynnym.
Okay, no problem. Roll to hit. That very definitely hits. Roll for damage. I believe he's wearing hide armor.
Okay, I just wanted to know if that was actually representative of what he was wearing, because he's got a shield there, which would obviously make it so it missed.
Yeah, that's just the icons.
Okay, I was just wondering if that was actual what he had.
No, he's he's got a massive great axe he's wielding in 2 hands and some decent hide armor. Okay, the half-orc isn't at this point in time looking pretty badly injured. Tessren, you'll go?
Wait, what's happening?
There's a Gwynam
Your turn.
down on the ground right now.
I
need
dead.
to help that. Oh.
Not dead.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna try to get over there.
Okie dokie. You can reach Gwynam, no problem.
Hello. I'm going
So-
to pap.
You can spare the dying to stabilize her, or you can use the med kit to bring her to 1 HP.
Pretty much.
I think that when I... wait. Yeah, when I use the med kit, it brings her to 1, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Uses up a charge. Spare the dying is a cantrip, so you can use it freely. Yeah, spellbook, cantrips.
Spellbook.
So, spare the...
Quick advanced.
What?
You touch a living creature that has 0 hit points. Creature becomes stable. Has no effect on undead or constructs. It's 1 action and
Okay.
it's touch.
I will do that then, because that
Okay, so
seems sensible.
basically, Gwyn is still unconscious, but she's at 0 HP, so can be healed quite easily from this point.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
Okie
And she's
dokie.
not bleeding out.
Indeed.
That's the important part.
The second thief is again just gonna stay the hell where they are because there's no way they're getting near that cluster of ridiculousness. Scamanos?
Firstly, I say someone someone give the potion to... Sorry, I keep on forgetting your name. Escal? No. Gwyn.
Yeah, she has the potion.
Gwyn. Yeah, Escal give the potion to Gwyn, so she's alive again. And then I'll take a shot.
I'm unconscious though.
We're trusting the potion.
Well, we got told it was a healing potion, and you rolled a nat 20, so...
Yeah, there's a nice little label on it saying healing potion.
It's quite convenient, that. And I shoot at the orc. Oh, yeah, that hits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that hits.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, crit,
Uh-oh.
double damage.
Double damage
Plus the sneak attack.
plus the sneak attack, so 3d6.
Does that get doubled?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Take his eye out, take his eye out.
Ouch. That's gonna hurt. 15?
He's dead.
You kill him, how would you like to kill the half-orc?
I shoot
my God.
straight through his eye, and the eye is embedded in the wall.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
Amazing.
So it goes through his face, somehow taking the eye, flies in between the 2 thugs behind him, and embeds in the wall.
And the game.
And I shout, "Drop your weapons!"
Or your eyes!
Can you make me
Hey.
an intimidate check with advantage?
Hey, Scamanos. You
Yeah.
have a good eye.
Ah.
Oh,
Hey.
snap, I saw what you did there!
Alright, so there's now there's half-orc in the corridor.
Oh, fucking hell. 18.
Eyes down.
They look around. They don't put their weapons down, but they do run the hell in the other direction.
Okay.
Where'd that guy go?
I
We,
don't know. You'll find out, won't you? You haven't been there yet.
I guess we pursue.
Varys, your go.
Tree.
Gwyneth, you're unconscious.
Yep.
But you don't need a death save throw.
Good.
Thug has spent his turn. Gwyneth's
Nick?
at 0, so you're stable, basically. Leave. Thug spends their turn running away, so Jack.
See, I wouldn't actually. If I ran into that room, would they get an advantage on me? Or are they busy running?
Well, the thief is just sort of hanging out like, why the fuck are you guys running away? What just happened? And the other two are busy running away. So, I mean, if you ran in and went to attack someone by the door, you'd be fine.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna creep forward and take the next door, and assume a position there.
Okay, move forward to the door. So you can see through the door that there's a rather surprised looking thief and a thug running like hell towards a door to the south of the room. Peering round the corner, you can also see that there's another closed door, which you can guess is probably where the other thief may have gone.
Right. I'm gonna shoot an Eldritch Blast at the thief who's running away from me.
The thug or the thief?
Sorry, the thug, the one who's running.
Yep,
Him.
okay. Roll with advantage, seeing as it's a back attack.
Woo! Good thing you had advantage.
Yep.
You were so lucky.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Roll for damage.
No, I'm happy
Oh.
with that.
Okay, you slam him pretty nicely in the back.
And to end my
and
turn,
he staggers
sorry.
forwards a bit. Oh, sorry. Yep, go on.
I look the thief dead in the eye, and I use my telepathy, and I just point at the eye embedded in the wall behind me and say, "You're next if you don't put your sword down."
Roll to intimidate.
Oh shit.
I should have got my arrow bronzed, shouldn't I, with the eye on the end rather than taxidermied it.
The thief looks
Shocking.
at her two friends running away, looks at the eye, and promptly drops every weapon on her and sticks her hands in the air. Yield, she says loudly. Can't.
So, Pod charges into the room. Whoop, no. That's not what I meant to grab. There we go. Pod charges into the room, enraged. Lifts up his axe to swing at the thief. Notice the droppage of weapons, thankfully. Actually, hang on, let me...
That's the one. That one hasn't
Roll to
dropped.
see if you get that one.
No, the thief right there has.
Oh, the thief did it? I thought the
So can you roll
thug
to
did.
see
Sorry.
if you notice the thief dropping the weapon, seeing as you're enraged?
I just actually rolled one of my self-checks and I got a 19 on it.
Alright, you're good.
So instead of that, I swap. I hold the battle axe in one hand, pull out a throwing axe. Actually, hang on. What's the range on this?
You should be able to hit it still in the room.
But is it close range? It's 30, right?
30 foot.
Yeah. No, my hand axe is 20.
I
I pull out a javelin instead for my long range.
Okay.
So that puts
You're
it within
swapping
its
around
short
between
range.
weapons a bit. Cool.
No, I see the dropped weapons. I see a target off in the distance.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, roll to hit.
Okay.
Yep, that's a hit. Roll for damage.
Unfortunately, it's not melee, so I don't get my rage bonus to it. That was not supposed to be a d20. It does not do d20 damage.
No, it does not. I was gonna say, bloody hell, that hit hard. And then...
That's one hell of a lance.
If it did, I would have all of them.
D6, that's the one.
So damn good, it rolls above what it should. Alrighty. Yep, you hit him squarely in the shoulder, and he's bleeding reasonably heavily by now. He's not looking in such good shape. Half-orc is dead. So, we're going to go over to first thug, who is still doing some running away. Escal.
I'm going to pass Tessren the potion and then move down the corridor.
Okie dokie. Go ahead.
But I can't drink it yet, I'm unconscious. What?
If last
You're,
week
you're
Jordan
not
taught us
unconscious,
anything
you're
down.
Can
stable.
I hit the thief? Not the thief, the guy
Yep,
that's running away.
Easily.
The
There's space
running thug.
around the half-orcs.
Oh, that thug is having a bad day.
He's having a very bad day. Alright. Double damage. If crit adds an extra 7, 14.
Yeah.
Thug topples over dead with multiple implements embedded in his back. Okay. Tessren, your turn.
Okay, so I guess I will take this turn to heal. I don't think I need to use the potion, and I don't think Tessren would, because it's not in her history that she would really know how to use this anyway. I mean, she might choke when that would be really sad.
Up to you, potion or medikit.
Okay, I will do the kit.
Okay.
Alrighty.
D6 plus 5.
Pop.
Okay, Gwyn, you are healed back up to 7 HP.
Good.
And as far as you can tell for the moment, that's the end of this battle.
As far as you can tell, that doesn't sound really sure.
Well, there's
Well,
lots
there's
of
one
blanks
that
that
got
got
away.
away.
Accounted for.
At the moment. Shane, did you just say you wanted to loot the half-orc?
I did indeed, yes.
Okay, roll to see how much you find.
Yeah, that's a thought. Did we know Bianco was a human?
Yeah, I did terribly.
You think it probably is?
Probably is.
I mean, you've not heard. No one's been told you otherwise. The word seems to be he's a human, from what you can remember being told. Okay, Shane, you find 5 GP.
GP?
Mm-hmm.
That's gold, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I was mainly looking for any notes or any pieces of paper on him or
No, nothing
books
on
or
him.
anything like that. Nothing.
I mean, he's
I'm
got some
going to
pretty
search him for the
nice
key.
and good great axe, but that's about it.
Okay.
Sorry. Lucy, what are you doing?
I'm going to check him to see if I can find the key or multiple keys.
You can see. Yeah, you find. Well, actually, roll me a investigation as well with advantage.
Meanwhile-
Scamhouse is looking as well.
Pod is charging through the nearest door because he's still enraged.
Meanwhile, Jack is leading the thief to the cupboard of shame.
Into the cupboard.
Okay. Escal, you find the key for that door on him. Reckon that's probably all good. Okay. Pod, you've run into the next room. It looks as though this is actually some kind of small rock cave that's been hollowed out in front, and in front of you, you can see down the corridor, you can see through an archway the thug that was running away from you, kind of squeezing his way past some barrels and yelling.
Okay, so I throw an axe at him.
Alright, battle music starts again.
Do we need to roll in it again, or just keep the rolls we had?
I'll just keep it as part of the same encounter, seeing as you're
Yeah.
the same lot and like all the minutes has passed. Okay, roll to hit him. That hits. Roll for damage.
Frick.
You catch him on the arm, but he's kind of busy squeezing past the barrels, and he manages to squirm past the way, out of the way. So, he, at this point in time, yelps and runs away into a room over here, having opened up the door.
Okay, and I
Escal.
think I used up my movement there, so...
Mm-hmm. Escal, your turn.
No, might have had a little left, whatever.
Can I see the other door?
You're not in the room at the moment, so you wouldn't until you've actually gone in there.
Okay, I go into the room then.
Okay, so in the room you can see the door to your south over here, down by the guy that you just shot dead, and a open door through here, and you can just about see Pod disappearing round the round the corner.
I kind of look over at where the half-orc is and think, yeah, I don't really want to follow him whilst he's enraged, and just sit on a barrel and wait for the others.
Okie dokie, Tessrin?
Well, I can't very well let someone go off alone, but I don't think you can see that, so
No, you're kind of... Well, you might just about be able to see her.
I think I'm gonna head after Pod. Or at least to Eskel. Yeah, I'm gonna go find Eskel.
You can just about get in the door, I think. Yeah, you can basically just get into the doorway of the room.
Okay.
I've done my turn. I move into the room. You're muted, I think.
Oh, sorry, I was just talking to myself. Okay, so the thief I can take off there. Varys, are you still treeing?
Nah, I moved down. I actually need to measure that.
You can pretty much get halfway down the corridor.
Cheers. That's it.
Okay, Winner?
Did we establish what is down this corridor up here?
You have not. You don't know it's there,
The-
though. You're basically unconscious and know there's a corridor in front of you.
Oh, okay. In that case... No, hang on. I can't walk through walls.
Roughly here.
Probably.
You can pretty much get halfway between Tessrin and Scavengos.
Yeah, there, okay.
Okay. If you want to talk or anything, then that's basically free movement for you.
I shout to Pod, come back here.
Okay.
No response.
Jet, you marched the thief up.
Yeah.
What do you pretty much your turn.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know, I'll let you start moving back or moving in a direction.
I think I'm gonna do a bit of sneaking and see if I can spot anything round. I won't be able to get there yet, but I'm gonna start.
You can just about peek around the corner.
I'm gonna do a data-esque peek around the corner.
Okay, no problem. Move over. Okay, so in front of you is a very long corridor. Well, it's not really a corridor, it's more a sort of... It looks as though it's a passage dug into the rock at some point, and you can see down, again, through an archway into what appears to be probably a room to the very far south.
Cool.
If you want to take any free actions, you can.
I'm trying to remember the range on my telepathy. I think it's 30 foot.
Yeah, I don't think you can get to anyone else at this point. You could yell, see if they can hear you.
I think I'm just gonna be alone with my thoughts.
Yeah.
Right, Pod, what you gonna do?
Yeah, it's 30 feet, and you have to be able to see them as well.
Yeah. Okay, Pod?
Obviously, I'm pursuing my prey.
Of course you are. Righty, so you can now see there's a fairly large room down here with a group of thugs and an archer who all look less than pleased to see you. Are you going to take any actions?
Yes, I am going to... Are these barrels, difficult terrain?
No, not at all. They're fairly small barrels, just sort of shoved up against the wall.
Okay, that's about as far as I can go. I'm not in melee range, am I?
No, you won't be.
Okay, well, before I disappear around the corner, I shout, "Found more!"
Okay.
And then I hurl, let's see here, have I thrown both axes? No, I haven't. I throw my other axe at the one I've been chasing.
Okie dokie, roll to hit. Yeah, that hits. Roll for damage. Okay.
6 damage.
You catch him in the shoulder and he lets out a yelp. He's still pretty damn frightened after the whole eye incident. So he kind of looks around and decides that his best bet is probably going to be to back as far away from you as he damn well possibly can. And he still has his crossbow out and decides to take a shot at you, but misses miserably, and the bolt just clangs harmlessly off the ceiling ahead of you and falls at your feet. Escal!
Did I hear Pod?
Yeah, you heard him. It's a fairly open space, there's nothing blocking up here.
Also reverb.
Yeah. I mean, if nothing else, if you didn't hear the words, you'd have at least heard shouting.
Okay, I'm going to start moving towards him and get distracted by the door that's on my left.
You mean this one?
No, this one.
This one. Okay, are you going to look up there?
Yeah, stealthily.
Okay. Okay, so you take a stealthy peek. You don't need to. So yeah, you have a look around. There's a thin, rocky tunnel. Really, it's not even a proper corridor there anymore. Kind of curving around to where you think it probably curves back on itself as well, but you can't really see properly. Are you doing anything else this turn at all?
don't think I can. I think I've moved as far as I can. Right?
Alrighty, Tessera.
Well, I guess I have no choice but to follow.
Okay, you can get into the middle of room number 5 and still have plenty of movement left. That's about
Dash action can double your movement too.
Yes,
I-
you pushed around.
I don't think I can move my character. What have I done? What did I do wrong?
Do you have the ruler selected?
No.
Huh.
Well, Tezrin's dead now. It's too late.
It's fine, I've moved her. Right, where would you like to go?
I guess I'll head toward the pizza in the hallway down there.
Barrel. Okay. Yep, you can basically... You get over to the barrel and you can see Pod kind of doing his ragey thing down in the room below you. Scamanos?
I will head over to this door when I select the right thing
Okay.
and have a look.
It pushes open easily. There's a tunnel again, kind of veering off to your
For fuck's
right.
sake. I will move slightly forward and take another peek around the corner.
Okay, there's a long, straight, empty corridor in front of you. Looks as though it was probably dug out of the rock again.
Okay, I'll leave that for now and start heading back that way.
Okay, Varys?
Just gonna move to catch up. That's it.
Can move pretty much into the door to room 5 if you so wish, rather than into the middle of the room.
Sure.
Okay, and win him.
Can I see the door over to the left?
Yeah.
I will go that way.
Okie dokie. You head down there and you see the same thing Scamlos did. There's a fairly long empty tunnel. Okay, being a little bit closer, you can see a tiny bit further down as well. It looks as though it turns into a nicely dug corridor, you'd guess between basements at one point.
Okay.
He's down. So we're with Jet.
So if I run, I can double do.
But you won't be able to attack.
No, I've got a
Wouldn't be
bit of
able to-
wanderlust. I'm gonna go.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
yeah,
down
of
this
course, you're
corridor.
up there, aren't you?
Pretty much get most of the way down the corridor.
I love to camp.
Alright.
I can't
Good.
rotate though. Rotate. Like, there we go.
My turn?
Yep.
Okay, I leap at the nearest enemy and take a two-handed swing at him.
Okay, leap and swing away.
Ooh. Oh, he's a thug, though.
Let me check that one. Yep, that hits.
Sweet. Awesome.
Nice. Okay, yep, you pretty seriously damaged the poor guy. I mean, you've close on taking him down to half health just then.
I figured they were about 30.
Okay, so the second guy, seeing you attack his friend, moves around. Wrong bloody one. I give up. Okay, I was going to flip him so he's facing you, but never mind. Okay, so he's basically just going to run around and take a swing at you. Ooh, and he hits for 5 damage.
I'll take 2, thanks.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's either slashing, piercing, or blunt.
Yeah. So that's reduced. The thug that you just attacked also has the same idea, but you've knocked him such a nasty blow that he just completely misses. The archer also decides that she's gonna go for you, and she hits you as well for 5 piercing damage, which I presume is also down to 2.
Mm-hmm. So that takes me to half health.
Okay.
Because I was already injured going in.
Rage.
Rage mode.
Rage mode pod is scary pod.
That
Pod
would
mode.
have taken me to 1 health, but no.
Okay, so we are back up to our friend, Pug number 1, who's been running away from you for so very long. He decides to have a go at hitting you as well, but again, miserably fails, and the arrow clatters off the roof, and this time lands behind you, at your feet. Escal.
I'm going to now make my way down to the room and kind of duck in just behind Pod.
Okay, no problem. Your action.
Which is the ones that Pod's pretty heavily damaged?
The one on the left side of the screen.
Okay, I'm going to poison spray him.
Remember, Pod is also there.
It shouldn't hit Pod, should it?
Basically because Pod's in front of... Are you standing kind of diagonally to Pod, or right behind
That's
him?
kind of what I tried to do.
Okay,
Like, as
because
diagonal
it's-
as
Because it's in a cone... Pod, can you roll me a dex check with advantage?
Just a moment here. Is it Dex with advantage?
Yes, please.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, unfortunately you get hit pretty full force by this thing, as does the thug that Escal was aiming at. Escal, can you roll for damage?
Well, I'll make my con save for it.
Uh,
Arg.
yeah. So you're not going to get any repeating poison damage at all, but you do unfortunately take 5 damage, as does the thug
Repeating damage?
in front of you.
No, poison spray doesn't do repeating damage.
No, sorry, I was just thinking aloud in terms of other things. Ignore me completely, which...
I hadn't actually got that was a cone damage written down.
Yeah,
Well.
that's basically why they roll to save rather than you rolling to hit.
So how much?
You take 5
That's 5?
damage. Yeah,
Frick, and Rage doesn't reduce that.
certainly doesn't.
Unfortunately, no.
I grin. Well, I kind of grin sheepishly and yell back to Tessren. Our orc friend might need a bit of healing.
Your orc friend is looking pretty ill right now.
Yeah, you just poisoned him pretty full on. He's coughing a bit.
Poison spray makes you do one of those really big sneezes that really hurts your ribs.
I think
Oh, I hate those sneezes.
They are the worst. Tessren! Tessren time.
Well, I better get in there and assist. So
Okay, you can squeeze through past the barrels and Escal.
I'll need you to move me. Now, how viable is it to use this healing kit in the middle of battle? Because the person's probably like moving and stuff, right?
if I weren't enraged,
The
Yeah.
healing kit is more dressing of the wounds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
As far as the action is concerned, it says it's just you use one action, so presumably you could do it very quickly.
Probably you could do, yeah. It just says it takes an action to use it, so there's no kind of...
Well, I might as well try.
Oh, I better roll my die.
Please don't kill me.
Oosh.
Please
Well-
don't.
I rolled a 3.
Ouch.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 on my self-control die.
That's not good.
Tessman approaches you, but you kind of move your arm back and toss her out of the way a bit.
Okay, that could have gone worse.
Yeah, you didn't
That could
roll
have
on
been.
that one. I'm not going to make you, like, hit her properly. So, Tessman, you're shoved backwards a bit by your enraged and unthinking orc friend. Skavanos, your turn.
Okay, I will go and check. Oh, god damn it! Go check out this door because I'm too far away to get to the battle in this round.
Okay.
So
That door also swings open, and another corridor that is ahead of you.
that's what I thought. I'll close the door and then head this way slightly. Probably get to about there, I should think.
Yeah, that's fine. Varys.
Same as usual, moving across to get practically where everyone else is.
Okie dokie, you pop your head in front of Varys. Gwyn?
Can you look down there, Varys? Can you actually look to your right for once? No one's looked there
I
yet.
mean,
It's
I
really
could.
irritating me.
Hell,
It's driving me
Matt
crazy.
completionist.
Varys, would you like to do so?
yep.
Okay, you look down there and there's an open
Thank you.
sewage pipe. You were wondering why it's particularly gross down this direction.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Varys.
Okay, sorry. Gwyn!
Gwyn is
Gwyn?
dead.
Hello.
Gwyn.
Hello.
Your turn.
Oh god, I'm on my own.
Yes, sir, you
You
are.
sure are.
Enjoy.
I'm gonna peek round this corner anyway.
Alrighty, move forward. That's another corridor that leads to a kind of T-junction at the bottom.
And there's nobody behind you.
And there's nobody behind you. Oh, enemies behind you, so that's also a plus.
Okay.
Okay, Jack.
I'm really psyched to do some more exploring. I'm just feeling it in my soul. Well, if I go 30, I can't see.
If you do 30, you can just get into the doorway of the room.
Okay, I'll maintain a brisk light jog then, rather than going full pelt.
I mean, if you want to take the action as a dash to move further in any direction, you can do so.
Yeah, I'll not put my red shoes and sonic hair spikes on yet.
Okay, so you move down to the doorway of the room. It looks as though it's actually a sleeping area. So there's one door over to your right, a bunch of beds which are basically just full of straw mattresses, and another door over to the south in the southern corner of the room. Can you do me a perception check?
Me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's wisdom, isn't it?
Plus, if you've got any other there proficiency.
I think it's +1 because of the mod.
Are you trained in perception at all?
New.
Then yeah, it's just your
So just
plus
plus
one to them.
I don't see shit.
You can't see anything of
Oh, wow.
interest
No,
or hear anything
It's
of
dark,
interest.
and I rub my eyes, but in rubbing my eyes, I poke myself in the eye, and so I can't see anything next turn because my eyes are just watering. but
Also,
just
they're watering so much that all you can hear is your eyes watering and nothing else around you.
It's
Just a
just-
rush of water through your eyes.
Yeah.
you know when you do that and it's just awful.
Sure.
I just hate it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's what you did this turn. Thug number 4, Pod, cool odds or evens?
You did it again.
Ah, sorry, Pod, your turn.
Okay, so the one that I took a swing at earlier
Mm-hmm.
is already injured.
Yeah,
I go again.
go for it.
So close.
Yep, that hits. Roll for damage.
$11 damage.
Okay, you swipe through his throat and the thug falls over dead. Just, is that the right one I'm moving? Yes. So we're gonna bring him over here and put the little X over. He just tosses backward, falls over, dead. Okay, so that's him gone. Thug number 4. Again, odds or evens.
Evens.
Yeah, but he can't really. Well, he could get to her, I suppose.
What was that?
Okay, so the thug, having just seen Pod absolutely slaughter his friend, decides to squeeze past and take a swing at Escal. Pod, you get a free attack on him.
Oh boy.
Roll to hit.
Whoops, accidentally hit it twice.
I'll just do the first one. Ah! So 15,
What?
yep, that
Okay, yeah.
hits. Either of them hit, to be honest. Roll damage.
Okay.
Nice. Okie dokie. So that takes him down. So he's pretty nastily hurt, but despite that, he decides he's going to take a go at Escal and hit you for 5 damage.
Dang.
Yes, dang indeed. Alrighty, our archer friend to the back of the room has a look around 1, 2, 3, and decides she's going to shoot at Tessren. Tessren, what's your AC?
Core stats.
Okay.
Ooh, unfortunately for you, the archer manages to hit you in the shoulder and does 5 damage.
Awesome.
Ouch!
We're
Oh,
both
the
at
white mage.
half health now.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Thug number 1 has a look at what's going round behind him and decides, fuck this shit, and fumbles at trying to unlock the door by him for his turn. Escal, if you go.
I'm pretty pissed off at the one that just hit me. Who was that again? Was that the archer or the...
That was
Thug.
the guy in front of you, yeah. Mr. Thug.
Okay, I'm just going to attempt to Eldritch Blast his face.
Yeah, go for it. Roll to hit.
Seriously?
Okay,
Can't
Sorry about that.
First one, unfortunately, you're in quite a bit of pain from the fact he just hit you. You force out your hands to blast him, but it just fizzles away. It doesn't quite work out. Tessren.
Alright, so Tezrin just pretty much falls back against the wall and attempts to fix her own wounds, because if she goes down, then other people may start going down.
Yep, sure.
So,
what you gonna do to fix wounds? Are you gonna spell or medkit?
Well, I don't have any spells left, so I'm gonna have to go for the medkit.
Okie dokie, roll to heal yourself. So that's the d6 plus 5, I think.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, that's enough anyway.
Oh god.
You,
Well,
you still get
healed you to full,
That's
so.
fine. You can't. You're not going to critically unheal yourself. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Okay, Scamanos, off you go.
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to move down here, and then I'm actually
Yeah.
going to look to my left over here, because no one's been doing that, and it's also been pissing me off.
Okay, you can see a corridor sweeping round that way.
That's
Looks
fine.
pretty narrow.
That's fine. That's all I wanted to know. I will then. Can I see this guy at all if I stand next to the doorway?
Yep, you can just about see him. I mean, you're fairly tall, so you can see him past Esco.
Awesome. So I'm going to do one of these in his face. It's going to
It hits.
hit. Which is 2d6. Really? That's a terrible roll for 2d6.
Dang. Okay.
6
That's
damage.
not the best. It does stick in him though, and he yelps in pain. Varys, your turn.
You can get past me, it's 10-foot gap.
Yeah. You can basically squeeze
there's room.
in behind Scamanos, Escal, and Tessera if you so wish.
Basically, you can get to the other side of the room if you want to.
If you have enough speed.
Could I stand
yeah.
in front of Tessa and protect her from any damage?
You could if you wanted.
I'm doing it.
Well,
Okay.
aren't you the
Aw.
noble?
You are. For
Well,
the
I have
sake
no
of-
spells yet. I have to do something.
Yeah,
Didn't you have Thorn Whip, or was that someone else?
Have any...
Yeah, you got Thorn Whip as a cantrip.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can attack.
Thorn Whip, the bloody archer.
Okay, roll to hit.
Bollocks.
8.
Unfortunately, it misses. You're overcome with your own gallantry, and the overconfidence makes you miss, unfortunately.
Fuck.
Win him.
Stop white knighting, bro.
Win.
That was a joke.
Yep.
Jackass.
One sec. So I'm actually gonna go down this corridor by myself.
Oh,
Alright,
boy.
do the thing. You can
This
pretty
could
much
get
get to
ugly.
the end of. Well, let me double check. So you can. Yeah, you can get to pretty close to the end of the corridor if you're just moving. And then if you want to move a second time for your turn, you can do so.
What?
Yeah, that's about it. Okay, so you move down and you're peering around. It looks as though the T-junction isn't actually as big as you thought. The corridors curve back on themselves somewhat. And it looks as though these are now getting into actual stone and wood that would have been part of houses possibly at some point.
Ah. Interesting.
Again, you can move another 30 feet for your turn if you want to.
Okay.
Alright, which way do you want to go?
Wait, hang on. I will look to the right because that's.
Okay, you have a look to the right. There's a long corridor with a barrel at the end and a doorway heading off.
Oh lord. Can I search the barrel?
Yeah, you can go up and search the barrel if you want. Roll an investigation check.
Wow.
for me.
This is,
Eat
boy.
the pizza.
Let me find what's in the barrels first.
Wait, hang on.
Where's my notes on the friggin' barrels? There we go.
Please tell me it's you, the sock.
You have notes on the barrels?
Yes!
Why wouldn't she?
Shut up. Shut up, the lot of you. Dan, what do you roll?
Well, one sec. There we go.
13. Okay. You find a bunch of trade goods. Again, you suspect they've been nicked from the market. At the top of the barrel are some bags of what look like some reasonably well-priced spices.
Boo! Bag.
Do you pocket the spices?
I pocket the spices.
Dan has spices.
The spice must flow.
So am I just writing spices in my inventory or what? What
Yeah.
is it? Yeah.
2 small bags of spices. If you want, you can take a guess at how much they're worth.
What are roll for that?
Just use an intelligence check.
Okay.
You better not have notes on the prices of spices.
Why
Of
wouldn't
course
Oh my
she
god.
does.
Of course.
You reckon it could be worth anywhere between the realms of around 50 silver to 3 gold.
Oh,
Let's
that's not
hot
so
some
bad.
spices.
Yeah. Jack, your turn.
Is combat over?
Nope.
We're still
No.
going.
I thought not. I just
The music is still on, man.
I can't hear it. That's
Oh,
that'll
can't
be
you?
that. No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. You guys seem. I'm getting. Obviously, I can only send signals, but I'm getting telepathic vibes. It's going all right down there. So I'm just gonna casually,
No.
gently, have a look around the room, poke some things. I'll investigate the room.
Okay, make me an investigation check.
Is that intelligent?
What's your investigation? It's wisdom?
Investigation is based on int.
Oh, intelligence, yes. If you have proficiency in investigation, you add that.
I was going to say I'm not great at investigating,
Okay,
but I
let
think
me-
I found out something mildly interesting.
Okay, you rolled that full room. 10. 10, right. And 3. Where's my room 10 notes? Okay, so you have a look around. It seems to be pretty much just some general sleeping quarters with nothing of great interest in there, but you do find 40 silver.
Oh wow! Let me just say, no tasteful dwarven nudes.
No tasteful dwarven nude, unfortunately, but
Oh.
silver.
Not to be crass,
Sniff
but
at.
the bedroom was the kind of place that I'll stop.
Well, the dwarf obviously took his private time with him, didn't he? Okay, Pod.
Is that why it took so long to join the battle?
Wow.
I won't accept this.
Okay, so the thug next to me is still up, right?
Yeah,
Not for
he's
long.
looking badly damaged, but he is indeed up.
Ah.
Yeah, no, that misses. The fact that you're badly wounded is finally managing to take its toll on you. Okay. The thug has a bit of a look around. 1, 2, 3, and decides that he is going to take a pop at Varys, which is very unwise because that means that both Escal and Pod get a free attack
Yay.
on him.
I'll let Pod go first.
Okay, Pod.
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, oh.
That hits. Roll for damage.
Okay.
He's really badly damaged by this point. Eskel, take your go.
So if I poison spray him, will the poison
You-
spray?
And Varys and...
Okay.
You wouldn't be
So
able to use that as a
basically
reaction
everyone.
anyway.
Okay. Weapon.
Basically, is
Yeah,
it
weapon
daggers you've
attack.
got?
I think so. I've also got a quarterstaff.
Yeah, you can use that if you want.
My first time using a weapon. Wow.
Wow.
You have one of those?
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, you show a surprising amount of skill with a quarterstaff, considering you've not actually used one before, and bop him pretty heavily across the head. Roll for damage.
Oh.
He sways on the spot, but is somehow still alive and takes a roll at Varys and hits you for 5 damage.
Varys? Josh?
Ouch.
Yes. Ouchies.
Tree
Okay,
reflex.
Okay, the archer at the back of the room pretty much spends her turn backing away round the table towards where her thug companion is, at which point she kind of has a look around, shrugs and steadies her aim at 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, Varys,
Oh dear.
I'm dead.
Goodbye,
but
Varys.
completely misses.
Completely enough to shoot someone else? Or?
No, not completely enough to shoot someone else. It kind of goes and thuds into the wall behind you.
My tree power scaler.
Indeed. Our first thug manages. Yep, he does indeed manage to unlock the door in front of him, and that's the archer, and he runs off down the corridor for his turn. Escal.
I'm going to try to Eldritch Blast the archer whilst he's still inside.
Okay, go for it. Yep, that hits. And
10
nice. The archer sways on the spot, incredibly stunned, and looks as though they're pretty much on their last legs. Testred.
Right, things aren't looking so good, but at least we're all here now.
You
Hey,
say
hey.
we're all here now.
I'm doing some really good searching right now.
This is a table in front of me, right?
Yeah.
Could I, like, flip this table up in front of us? Because this is an archer.
You could. Can you do me a strength check?
Who'd have thought Telemaine was going to be the one who actually flipped a table?
With this group, it's actually not surprising.
Ugh. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
good. You got the
Never
good one.
mind.
Yeah, you manage it. None of you have actually noticed this yet, but that table actually has a number of weapons on it, and they just kind of
I had
scatter
noticed that.
over the floor towards the archer.
Well,
Hell, let's do this. Can you roll me a dex check to see how well you flip the table?
In before,
Oh,
dagger in eye.
Uh-oh.
All of
You
the
flip
weapons
the
come back
table.
this way.
The weapons flip forward. One of the daggers on the edge of the table actually is caught at such an incredible angle that it flips towards the archer,
what?
stabs her in the shoulder,
Oh no!
and she dies.
Oh my god,
And in
table
a
kill!
to right cover.
Table kill.
That's incredible.
At this point, Tesseren just like starts crying in the corner.
Oh my god!
I just burst out laughing.
This is the worst possible thing.
I just
dear.
give Tesseren the most shocked look ever.
Pod doesn't seem to notice aside from the noise of all the weapons clanging.
I'm dying.
Well, so is that archer.
Hey.
Oh my god!
Scamming, your turn.
Who's left alive in here? No one, right?
No one.
That
indeed.
thug.
Help!
Oh,
That
yes,
thug
sorry,
in the middle of
man
everything.
Sandwiched between
Oh, there's a thug in there, is there?
you is indeed still alive.
Yeah, he's
Well-
covered by Pod.
He's not now.
God.
Whatever you do, you kill him. How would you like to kill the man?
I'll give you a guess. It was a 5 and a 4. So I shoot an arrow,
There it goes.
and it goes right through his eye, and his eye is magically on the wall again, just
I'm
embedded
sorry,
in the
I
wall.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it flies out past Varus, past Lesra, and into the wall.
I don't even.
I just shout, "Another eye bites the dust!"
It's my first time seeing an eye kill.
Yeah, after you just killed someone with a table knife.
I don't know, you might have been too busy cowering in fear of what you did.
I'm crying a little bit. Okay, yeah, guys, what are you gonna do?
First I need to make a self-control roll.
Okay.
Pod comes down from his rage. Successfully.
Okie dokie.
That
Nice.
is perfect timing because it has been 4 hours, so
Alright.
we should probably wrap up now.
Okay, guys, can you tell me the last things you'd like to do before finishing for the night?
Loot all the bodies.
Can I peek
Maybe
through
get
the
some
keyhole of this
heals.
door if there's a keyhole?
There isn't a keyhole. You actually press the door and it pretty much just swings open in front of you. The
Oh.
room is completely empty. It looks like it's a bedroom type area.
Ah,
Okay, I was worried that was going to be the boss room.
No. You're good.
Search
Pod
for
just sort of-
dwarven nudes.
Pod just sort of slumps against a wall. He's a little worse for wear.
I'm gonna go and rejoin the rest of. Oh well, can I just roll perception just to check out what's in here?
Investigation. Yep.
Investigation. Okay.
Can I check the door next to me? This one.
Which one? Sorry, can you ping that again? Yep, sure. You have a look through there. That opens up, and there's a long corridor again in front of you. There's actually a hole in the floor that stinks fairly badly, but thankfully for once there isn't any open sewage coming out of it.
Okay. Not sure if I want to keep running off on my own.
I
I've
rolled
had enough
16 on
excitement.
the investigation.
Okay, 16 on the investigation. You find 30 silver. And
nice.
Is there anything else? No, just the 30 silver.
I'll distribute that. I guess.
Do you have to? Amongst 7 of us.
Okay, I'll just keep for myself then. Fine.
Okay. Does anyone want to have a look
actually,
around? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I found 40, didn't I? So if I give, if me and Dan, I assume we'll meet up in this room. If me and Dan pool, we can all get 10 silver each.
Oh, that makes more
Perfect.
sense.
Yeah, sure. So does that mean you're going through the door to the bottom here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out how much I'd have now.
Double.
Can I go back to meet the rest of the party?
Okay, that door to. Yeah, that's.
Okay.
We'll just say that one is open rather than getting you to spend forever strengthening it down or lockpicking it or something. So you go through and find to your surprise a couple of dead people and your party members looking pretty beat up. So you get 10 SP each off that lot.
Pretty beat up and/or about to throw up because of
Yeah.
noxious gases.
There's a knocked over table, weapons everywhere, a knife in the shoulder of an archer.
A crying Telemian.
Yeah.
And another eye in the wall.
Good heavens! What happened here?
I look to the table, look to the archer, look to Telemain, look to the table again, look to the archer, and I just respectfully nod.
I just say just a casual Friday night at home, really. As you do.
You're all maniacs.
That's really confusing to everyone because Friday doesn't exist in this universe.
Does it not?
I don't know.
No.
It doesn't now.
I'm going to attempt to comfort the cleric who's very, very traumatized.
You comfort the cleric.
Roll to comfort.
Yeah, sure.
Charisma check.
What would that be?
Charisma.
Yeah, charisma check.
Please roll a 1, so you sneeze in her face. Oh, damn.
Ah.
Okay, you are very gentle and you manage to somewhat coax the poor cleric out of her open-mouthed staring.
Tezrin clings to Eskel.
Aww.
Escal doesn't look displeased by this.
Weird corner, whatever is going
I
on.
don't know, I'm trying to
Oh man.
move you by each other somehow. I don't know. I don't know.
Jack is confused now.
This didn't quite go to plan. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Is anyone going to have a look around this room at all?
I said I was looting all the bodies, so I
Okay,
would guess
so-
it sort of falls into that.
Alright, so
Loot
you're
the
looting
bodies on the floor. Loot the
and
bodies
room.
on
Can you roll
No.
investigation for
Bad
me?
person. Come on, please roll 20. Ugh, terrible. 9.
Ooh, well, at least you got the higher of the two.
Well, yeah, true.
Okay, let's
Still not particularly good, though.
Nope.
Yeah, okay. You managed to find around. Let me double check. You managed to find around 50 silver on the various dead people.
Can we call it 70 so we all get 10 each again?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Um,
Let's just keep
and
this simple, shall we?
I did calculate this, but
Don't
Okay.
care. Take it out of another
okay,
room.
so in the room itself, you actually discover that the archer has a small pouch of sweets in the shape of pumpkins on her. There's also two pretty reasonable looking clubs on the floor, which are just fairly basic blunt weapons. The rest of everything is very rusty and pretty much unusable. You can see why the people in the room didn't bother grabbing it for themselves during the fight.
Escal
Okay.
looks at the tiefling looting the pumpkin sweets and looks a bit curious and then slowly takes them and pockets them.
You're going to try and take them off me.
Yes, I am.
Then oppose sleight of hand check, I suppose.
You're going to try and thieve a thief.
Yes!
Okay, sleight
Who
of
thieves
hand.
for thieves?
Opposed sleight of hand checks, I suppose.
Sleight of hand
Actually,
versus
so
perception?
sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand is dex.
Yep, so Shane, you roll a perception, Lucy roll a dex for me.
Where's my bloody perception?
21, bitch.
Wow.
But you wouldn't have actually seen me loot them. She's behind a table and you're in a corner hugging.
Escal manages to take half the packet of sweets while you're not looking. You're busy investigating the weapons scattered across the floor. It's kind of impressive.
Especially since there's a cleric still clinging to her.
Indeed.
Mage hand.
Sleight of mage hand.
If you steal them again, I will stab you.
Reasons.
I don't give a shit.
I
You will.
tree.
You tree.
Well, this got tense for no reason.
She's dishing up XP at the moment.
Okay.
Okay, you get 93 experience apiece.
Ha!
Oh no! Is that just short?
Level
of
2.
No,
second level?
that's exactly as much as we needed.
Is it?
No, we
That's
get
exactly-
an extra 3 more than we needed.
What is it? She
No,
gave us.
no,
No, it's ex-
sorry, tell
How
that-
much did we get? 93.
Yeah.
That gives us
You
exactly
saucy
300.
dungeon master.
Yep. Level 2.
Perfect.
You plan.
Level up.
So, before next week, can we have everyone's updated level 2 character sheets, please? Either sent to me or the Hobbit.
So,
Roll 20. Can I just do it on roll 20?
That works too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sort of, but I kind of need the other character sheets because I'm doing some Photoshop stuff.
On the Roll20, I can't actually edit my overall level.
Go to class.
Doesn't it go up if you just put the experience in?
No, if you go to class and put in
Class
your
levels.
class as 2, and that will put your overall level to 2 then.
There you go.
Cool.
hey guys, guess what I can take now?
What can you take?
Eldritch Invocations!
Woo!
I can actually do all the cool stuff I did last week.
I can
Or at least
also
2 of
do Divine
Okay.
Smite.
Sorry, 2 of them,
I
that's
think.
correct.
Yeah, and leveling up, I believe, gets you all of your health spell slots and the rest of it back.
I think that's just at the
Ooh.
discretion of the DM.
You leveled up, I'm gonna give you all your stuff back. Take
Yeah,
it
all I'm
that
going
is-
to say is a cool DM would let us have all the stuff back, so...
And Char's a cool DM.
I'm
Yeah.
a cool DM. I let people flip tables and kill stuff.
Even the ones that don't want to kill stuff.
The dex check worked. I did what the dice told me.
She's scarred for life.
I think Gwyn needs to give Tessren a lesson in swordplay. That'd be an interesting experience for both parties involved.
Okay,
And-
Scamanos and Pod, I'm going to give you 2 inspiration for this week, considering all of the thieving and raging in character that went on.
I actually still had inspiration. I completely forgot about that. I could have re-rolled some
Whoops.
of those. Oh well. Now I have extra.
No, you still only get 1, boss.
Yeah, I know.
You just you get 1 very inspired roll.
Very inspired roll.
You feel really inspired and lucky as it occurs.
So is who got inspiration? Shane for taking so many eyes out.
Pretty much. Basically, the eyes and the unscrupulous looting throughout.
Fair enough.
Which
is
is very
one of
much his character.
Yeah.
Got your eyes, got your
And
ears, got your
Todd's
face,
the
got
kind
your
of-
liver.
Yeah, basically.
And Pod almost got himself killed.
Oh, you should
by
have
continuing
liver.
with that
You
rage.
should have like liver as a centerpiece for your necklace.
God.
That's not a bad idea, that.
Oh, God, don't give him ideas.
Or I could start building my own human face
Golem.
in a necklace out of
Oh.
other people's faces. So I've got 2 eyes. Oh no, shit! I've got 3 eyes now.
It's Frankenstein all
Triclops.
over again.
You've not actually taken any of the eyes back, they're all in the wall.
But I thought you said we were going to establish we always picked up our ammo.
Oh, you didn't say you.
Well,
yes,
I.
you get the arrow.
Well, yeah. Obviously, if I'm picking out the arrow,
Okay.
there's an
have another
eyeball
2
attached to the
eyes.
end of it.
Have another 2 eyes.
Perfect. Anyway, we should
Podge
wrap up
Why
this
did I
week.
allow this?
It's your own fault. It's never mind. Anyway,
Podge mutters something under his breath as he sees how gleefully Skamanos retrieves the eyes.
I skip. I full on skip.
You're so psyched.
So much muttering.
I am. Anyway, yeah, we should wrap up this week. So, going down from the top of the list, Bernsey,
Bye, everybody.
Hobbit,
See you around.
Catan,
Yeah. New video. Second part of my Let's Play is up. Gonna put another. Obviously, gonna carry on with the Let's Plays on my YouTube channel. I think I got a new subscriber from this, so woohoo! And yes, and might be contributing to a very interesting, exciting project with a tabletop game, hopefully. But I'll be contributing to a project that I've found out about on Twitter, which should be exciting. So keep your eyes, keep your eyes away from Shane and peeled for that.
awesome. Josh,
I am Varus.
okay, he's turned into Groot.
Confounded.
Lucy,
Yeah, see ya.
Teleman,
Thank you for having me, even though I ruined the battle like twice.
how did you
Murderer.
ruin the battle? You ended up killing someone. That's useful, and you've kept us all alive.
Oh.
I think you made the battles.
Oh dear. Wumple.
Pod mode activates.
Yep, he comes in like a wrecking ball again. I did show that picture earlier on.
Good, good.
Don't worry.
That picture gives me life.
I hope people appreciated the pod wrecking.
It's quite an amazing pod wrecking ball. Anyway, that's all from us. Sorry about the chat issues and stuff, but you know, BlizzCon's on and there's like 200,000 people watching it, so Twitch is kind of a no-go area for anyone else. But anyway, these will be up on YouTube roughly on Sunday, starting one each day from then on. Other than that, thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next time.